Hello, dear students and parents. Today we will do Olivia Finds a Home, Chapter 1. So, let's get started. This is an extract from the novel Olivia Twist. Olivia and often runs away from the orphan means जो अनाथ बच्चे होते हैं ना जिनको अनाथ आश्रम में पकड़ा यानी रखा जाता है उनको ऑर्फन कहते हैं. Runs away from the orphanage, अनाथ आश्रम, where he is ill-treated. यहाँ पे ये ill-treat हुआ इसको ill-treat करते थे जो भी वहाँ पे हो रहते थे people यानी, and lands in a ill-treated and lands in a den of thieves. The thieves take Olivia to rob a house, but are stopped by the servants. They run away, leaving a wounded Olivia behind. The servants take him into a house. What happens to Olivia? इसमें यहाँ पे बोला गया कि ये एक ओलिविया था. एक जो स्टोरी है ना ये ओलिविया नॉवल ओलिविया ट्विस्ट एक बुक से ली गई है. और ओलिविया एक ऑर्फन यानी अनाथ बच्चा था जो ऑर्फनेज यानी अनाथ आश्रम से भाग के आ गया था. तो एक जो थीव्स थे ना वहाँ पे थीव्स का डेन था और वहाँ पे उन थीव्स ने उसको पकड़ के एक हाउस को चोरी करने के लिए ले गए. और पर जब वो सर्वेंट्स उनको दिखते हैं यानी चोरों को सर्वेंट्स दिखते हैं तो वो वहाँ से भाग जाते हैं ओलिविया को छोड़कर. यानी ओलिविया को गन में मार यानी बुलेट मारते हैं ना क्योंकि वो काम नहीं करता इसलिए उसको बुलेट मारते हैं. उसको वूंड हो जाती है यानी उसको लग जाती है हर्ट हो जाता है वो. And now we read section 1. In the dining room of the big house, two ladies were sitting at the breakfast table. Mr. Giles, now nearly dressed in a black suit, was waiting upon them. Waiting upon them is mean of what is the meaning? Here, wait a second. Serving them. Them, okay? Here serving them. One of the ladies was old. The other was a lovely young girl of 17. Brittles has been gone a long time, the old lady said to Giles. Giles pulled out his watch. An hour and 13 minutes, ma'am. Okay. So this is Mrs. Mealy, this is Mrs. Rose, and this is Mr. Giles or Brittles, whatever you can say. Yes, it is Giles. As the moment a carriage stopped at the garden gate. A fat gentleman got out of it. He hurried into the room. I never heard of such a thing, he exclaimed in excitement. My dear Miss Mealy, my dear Miss Rose, what a terrible shock for you. Oh, please, Dr. Losberne, will you come upstairs and look at the poor creature? Rose begged. So, what happened here is that when at the moment when they were doing they were talking. So a carriage stopped from which the doctor Losberne came out with his bag or the therapy bag or whatever you can say. He said that I have never heard of such a thing, he exclaimed in excitement. He said, my dear Mrs. Mealy, my dear Miss Rose, what a terrible shock for you. Then Miss Mealy said, Dr. Losberne, will you come upstairs and look at the poor creature? So Miss Rose begged. I don't know if I'm just clear to you, all of you. So please, okay. So let's go. Begin. Of course, said the doctor. Will you show me the way? Giles. Giles led the doctor to his patient. The doctor remained in the patient's room for a long time. A large, flat box was fetched out. Fetched means taken out of his carriage. The bell in the bedroom was rung and rung again. The servants went hurrying up and down the stairs. At last the doctor came to the dining room to speak to the ladies. This is an extraordinary thing. Mrs. Mealy, he said. He is not in danger, I hope, the old lady said. Mrs. Mealy. No, he will be well again in a week or two. The doctor informed them. Then he asked them, Have you seen this thief? No. Hasn't Giles told you anything about him? No. Would you like to see him if I come with you? Yes, I would like to. And I would like Rose to come as well if she will. So what happened here, that when Mrs. Mealy said that Oliver is not in danger, so doctor said he is not in danger, he will be well in a week or 2 weeks. So the doctor informed them that. Then the doctor said, Have you seen this thief? Because thief was an Oliver, a mere child. Sorry for my wrong pronunciation. A mere child. Okay? Mere. I don't know if you can see it. The camera is blurred some way. Let me just. Then. Told you everything about him. So the doctor said, haven't Giles told you about anything about Olivia, means the thief? So Mrs. Mealy said no. Every time she say no, it's the dialogue of Mrs. Mealy. Okay, the old lady. Okay. Now, the doctor took the ladies upstairs to Giles' room. He pointed towards the bed. There lies the wicked thief, he said. Wicked means bad. Bad thief, he said. The two ladies looked to their astonishment. Means, wait a second. Astonishment means surprisingly. They saw a mere child. His face was white. His wounded arm lay across his chest. The ladies crept softly to his bed. Crept means got closer or get closer. To his bed. Miss Rose bent over him with a gentle hand. She brushed his hair from his forehead. The boy moved and smiled in his sleeve, as if he felt her kindness. What can this mean? Mrs. Mealy asked. The poor child is no thief. He is so young, Rose said, with tears in her eyes. Let's go into the next room. Dr. Losberne said to the ladies. We must not wake him up. Now we read section 2. I hope you understand section 1. You can reverse if you want to know more. In the next room, Miss Rose continued. Think how young he is. Perhaps means maybe. He has never known a mother's care. Perhaps he has never had a home. Poor boy. Oh, auntie, don't let them send this boy to prison. My dear, said the old lady. And who said, oh, auntie? Miss Rose said to Mealy. Okay? Mealy. Do you think that I would harm one hair of his head? This means that would cause the smallest hurt or injury to him. Okay? This means would not cause the smallest hurt or injury to him. I haven't much longer to live. I must help all I can. What do I do? What can I do to help this boy? Dr. Losberne. Mrs. Melai speak this and he said to Dr. Losberne. I think it is, yes, it is Giles. Here's not the picture of Dr. Losberne. So, let's get here. Let me think, Dr. Losberne said the kind-hearted doctor. For some moments, he looked thoughtful. Then he asked, can we trust the servants to say nothing about the boy? Yes, Mrs. Melai told him. They will do as I tell them. Good, said the doctor. But first of all, let us hear what the boy has to say when he wakes up. If we find him innocent means वो नहीं होता जो यानी मासूम. मैं आपको हिंदी में भी बताऊंगी और इंग्लिश में भी. तो चलते हैं आगे, कंटिन्यू करते हैं. We will help him, but if we find that he's guilty means he is a thief, यानी उसने क्राइम किया हुआ है. लोग यानी हम इनको बिलीव नहीं होता उसकी स्टोरी पे. तो अगर हमें वो लगता है कि वो गिल्टी है यानी उसने क्राइम किया हुआ है तो हमें उसे पुलिस को हैंड कर देना चाहिए, यानी हमें पुलिस को दे देना चाहिए था. तभी उन लेडीज ने एग्री कर लिया और वो श्योर थी कि ओलिविया एक मामूली सा यानी मासूम सा बच्चा था. तो जो ओलिविया था वो बहुत देर तक सोया और वो जागा इवनिंग में. When he woke up, he was very weak. वो बहुत ही कमज़ोर हो गया था. But he was anxious. Anxious यानी बहुत curious था यानी बहुत उत्सुक था अपनी स्टोरी बताने के लिए कि हम उसके साथ क्या हुआ था. The ladies wept as they heard of his miserable life. Miserable यानी खराब लाइफ, यानी कोई ऐसी लाइफ जो बहुत खराब हो उसके लिए. The doctor tried hard to hide his tears. They did their best to comfort the boy. Oliver slept that night with a smile on his lips. He found a home when the police came to ask questions. Mr. Giles and Beatles were ready with the story. Oliver had accidentally wounded himself by playing with a gun. He had nothing to do with the robbery. The housebreakers were two evil-looking men. The servants, with the help of Dr. Losberne, told their story well. The police believed them and Oliver was left in peace. Oliver found love and kindness. Indeed. Mrs. Melai and Rose loved the boy. So did Dr. Losberne. तो यहाँ पे क्या हुआ था, मैंने आपको यहाँ तक बता ही दिया था. यहाँ पे आपको समझ आ गई थी. तो उसने घर ढूंढ लिया था और जब पुलिस आई अगले दिन क्वेश्चन करने मिस्टर गाइल्स और बीटल्स से, तो उन्होंने अपनी खुद से एक कहानी बनाई और ओलिवर को बचा दिया. और सर्वेंट्स और डॉक्टर लॉसबर्न ने भी यही काम किया. और उन्होंने बताया कि जो ओलिवर था उसने कुछ भी नहीं कर रहा था रॉबरी से, यानी उसका कोई भी हाथ नहीं था रॉबरी में. बस जो हाउस ब्रेकर्स यानी जो रॉब करने आए थे इस हाउस को वो टू इवल लुकिंग मैन थे. यानी दो बंदे थे यानी आदमी थे जो इवल थे यानी वो गंदे थे और वो उसको उठा के ले गए थे रॉब करने के लिए एक हाउस. जो पुलिस थी फिर उन्होंने बिलीव कर लिया उनकी स्टोरी पे और जो ओलिविया था वो उनके घर में रहने लगा. मेलाई और रोज को वो अच्छा लगा बच्चा और डॉक्टर लॉसबर्नी को भी ऐसा ही लगा. At the beginning of spring, the Melais took Oliver to their house in the country. There, the fruit trees were in blossom. This means flowering. The garden and the fields were full of flowers. And how the birds sang. Oliver had never known such a peace and such happiness. Every morning, Oliver went to an old gentleman who taught him to read and write. He went for walks with Rose and Miss Melai. In the evening, they sat together and talked. For Rose read aloud to them. Often Rose played the piano and sang. Old Mrs. Mealy loved to listen to this. So did Olivia. Every night he slept peacefully in a clean bed in his own room. 3 months passed by. They were months of perfect happiness for Olivia Twist. So the writer of this story is Charles Dickens. Okay. Now we do some exercises. This is read section 1. Find the sentence which tell you that something quite terrible happened. My dear Miss Mealy and Rose. Wait a second. My dear Miss Mealy and Rose, something terrible happened. And they get shocked. The patient was very ill. Oh, please. The ladies of the house had not seen the thief. The two ladies looked astonishment because the thief was a child. The ladies doubted whether the patient was a thief. Here also comes because the thief was a mere child. Okay. Now, the doctor comes to see Olivia. First, the doctor takes the ladies to meet Olivia. Second, the ladies feel sorry for Olivia. Third, the doctor suggests that they tell the police that Olivia has hurt himself accidentally. Fourth, Olivia lives at Miss Mealy's house for 3 months. Fifth, now take the correct answers. Miss Mealy and Miss Rose were surprised when they saw the thief because he was just a child, badly injured, smiling in his sleep. Just a child, okay? Dr. Losberne had come to have dinner with ladies, question the servants, treat the injured boy. The two ladies decided to keep Olivia with them because they wanted to give him a happy life, wanted to put him in school, felt that he was mischievous. Wanted to give him a happy life. Now, we read. Who spoke these lines and to whom? What did the speakers mean? Answer in 2 sentences each. I will just tell you who said to whom, okay? An hour and 30 minutes, ma'am. Mr. Giles said to Miss Mealy. Have you seen this thief? Dr. Losberne said to Mrs. Mealy and Miss Rose. Don't let them send this boy to prison. Miss Rose said to Mrs. Mealy. They will do as I tell them, Miss Mealy said to Dr. Losberne. If we find him innocent, we will help him, Dr. Losberne said to both ladies. You can say Dr. Losberne or Dr. Losberne. Find sentences in the text that show that the statements below are correct. Miss Rose was an attractive young woman. The other was a lovely young girl of 17. Dr. Losberne was kind-hearted and sensible. Got it? Here, right. The doctor tried hard to hide his tears in this. The boy was tired and injured. Olivia slept for many hours in the evening. Okay? In the evening. He woke up. He was very weak. Olivia was happy at the country house. Olivia had never known such a peace and such happiness. A type of tree that symbolizes strength. OAK. A flower that grows in the water. Lily. LILY. Thoughts about what to do in a particular situation. Ideas, IDEAS. One of the colors in the rainbow, violet, VOILET. Pain in the ear, earache, EARACHE. Fix something that was broken, repaired, REPAIRED, repaired. Choose the most suitable feeling words to complete the sentences. I was very dash about studying at a new school, but soon came to love it. Nervous? Jill likes going to summer camps, but misses her sister very much. Sophie was very grateful for all the help you gave to her. I was so bored while watching the film that I fell asleep. Ramana could not understand Rahul's sudden rudeness. He was puzzled by the change in his friend. Circle the correct options to complete the sentences. We are going to Goa to visit our grandparents. The friends were going to meet at a park. I am very tired now. I am going to bed. Ravi is a good student. His parents are proud of him. Every child from class 5 was attending the program. What are the children doing inside on such a beautiful day? Katie was watching television, so I was very bored. Fill in the blanks after adding is, am, or are before the verbs in brackets. Use the ing form of the verbs. Mrs. Mela is having tea with Miss Rose. Giles is waiting upon them. Selma's aunt is joining us for dinner this evening. A group of Sufi singers from Iran are performing at a concert in Delhi. Tomorrow. Next week, the students are staging a scenery from The Tempest by William Shakespeare. I am going to complete my science project before I go to play. So I hope that this chapter is clear to you, and thank you.